Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, July the 28th. It is the last trading day of the month, so today might be a little sticky, depending on what traders are going to do. Could be very whippy. What I have up is the N phase. These double butterflies have been fantastic to us. Today, this one's going to look gorgeous, and so will Roku's. So look for me on the platform to talk about what it is that's going to happen next. I would like to see Roku bounce. It's not as fantastic as our N-phase trade, but if it can lift just a little bit higher into the strike zone, we're just going to cover it and see what goes from there. All right. Let's take a look at SPY. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time with the ES and the NQ. We're going to take a look at SPY today. Yesterday, we had a very sharp fade. This fade really came on the heels of the Bank of Japan saying that they might tweak how they are managing rates. And so there are a lot of folks that hold Japanese bonds, even though Japan holds most of their own bonds. That could end up being a bit of a kerfuffle, as it were. So what are we looking at? Outside day, right? Outside day means both higher high and lower low. And now we have an inside day. And so from this inside day, for those of us that remember our wonderful friend Rob Smith, this would be 2 threes in a row, okay? And so we have a 2, 3, 3, and 2 threes in a row usually tells us we're going to have some kind of break in a particular motion. So we're going to look for the loss of 452 or the recapture of 457. Otherwise, things are going to stay a little bit choppy. I don't know how they'll trade towards the end of the month, right? But here's what we want to look at. Because we have this sideways formation, we really don't have very much of an edge until we get to the edges of the formation. And so notice, if we use this edge at 452, you'll see that we have higher lows here. To be sure, the pervasive bid has not gone away. We could fade and then bounce right back. If we have a deeper fade, it could come into 449 and then continue to bounce again. But here's what we need to look at. This area here at 452.60, 452.70 really should not be breached because we have low and then a higher low here, okay? If it comes into this area and you buy, the moment that it loses the higher wick, you need to be gone. Why? Because it means all the buyers that pushed us up into the higher low are now not there. And so it means that they are camping out someplace lower, right? So as we move to the upside pressure event, we're going to have the same sort of thing. Getting to the top of this area, which could break out, right? This is a very bullish formation. If it gets up and over 456, buyers are going to push it into 457. This is a lot of wick action, and it tells us the following. If I can't get sellers more engaged at this 456, prices are going to move higher, right? And so we're looking at 456 to 458. You know, you never know with the end of the month trading. It can be very, very wacky. The folks at Sentiment Trader have also said, hey, we're seeing a lot of rotation into value. That is particularly important for us to take a look at. And as we know, tech has led. And so if it leads on the upside, it could lead on the downside. No, we don't really see that happening, except for this entire motion being high, low, lower high. But again, right here on the edges, is this where the buyers are saying, if I can get up over 381.50, I'm going to go long. Why? Because I shouldn't be able to get over 381.50 if the sellers are sitting there anymore. They're not going to do that. It'll be buyers that are going to do that. And if I'm short, I need to get out of the way. Okay? And they're going to walk up into 382 and then potentially 385. Okay? Let's take a look at the IWM. Sideways action. Outside candlestick everywhere. But this is a 2-3. If this is a 1, that would be great. We would see what would happen. 1 is an inside day, 3 is an outside day. But we can clearly see that if we get up and over 196.50, buyers are going to get much more enthusiastic about what they're doing, right? This is still a buy the dip regime, no matter where we are sitting. No matter where we're sitting, it is a buy the dip. Just sometimes the dip might be a little deeper, right? For the ES, we're sitting in a range. What should happen? If we get up over 46.08, just like yesterday, we're going to bust out higher. Why? Because if sellers are sitting here, we should not enforce. We should not be able to breach this zone. If we do breach the zone, it means the sellers have moved out of the way, or they're going to turn to buyers and follow the price action up. Okay? So, same thing there. Watch the edge. Deep dips should be buy zones. If you want to get involved on the buy space, I would say, let the chart flesh out a little bit of what's going to happen and see if the price action can run up and then reverse. I definitely would not just say, hey, go short at 46.09. I mean, you could, but if it got to 46.10, you probably need to get out. Okay, so it'll be a nice tight squeeze if you want to do some sideways rotation there, but a lot of motion. This candlestick, wow, very, very long range, 80 points. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. I want to go back to oil. Right, it is really running. There are a lot of people that have just jumped on the oil bandwagon, moving right into this space. You know that I've said 80 is one of those regions where I suspect we put the brakes on. Right now, it looks like it's breaking out of a range. Right? This is a balance zone for these oil traders, and they're trying to break out there. So the breach over 79.80, that's going to be the area that price action is going to push higher, and 79.34 is where the buyers have to defend in order to keep themselves on the continual motion to the upside. This is a break. But when price action has been sitting like this for months, there's a tendency for profit taking or for people saying, thank goodness I'm flat. I'm going to finally get out of this rotation. Okay? Last thing on the list I want to talk about is gold. Everybody knows that's been listening to me. I am bearish gold because I am bullish the dollar. And that seems to be doing all right now. This does look like an inverted head and shoulders. So it's not like I'm coming to die on the hill of please be short gold. But I do know this. Old support, new resistance, lower low after the break of resistance tells me I'm probably going to have sellers here at this 1978 area. It did bounce up to 1982. It's now down here at 1950. A lot of people trying to buy this zone. Look at this uptrend, 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 but not a beautiful uptrend, certainly by looking at this. What do I see today? Well, buyers are saying I'm holding the floor, 1945. if I can do that, I need to breach 1961. If I can breach 1961, I'm going to retrace this candlestick. But if I can't, I'm headed lower. All right, that's it for me, folks. The end of the month for July. We'll be starting the month of August. Shocking. Very soon. Actually, wait, 30 days, that's September, April, June, and November. Wait, we've got the 31st on Monday, don't we? Man, I'm out of it. All right, one more trading day into the month after that. I suspect a lot of rotation will occur today, though. All right, take care, and I'll see you all on Monday.